For the blood lab, you are going to be looking at blood cells. When you look at a sample of blood, you see mostly erythrocytes, which are red blood cells. And you can see in this slide, they're biconcave discs, and that actually helps with the diffusion of oxygen. Now, the least common type of cell in blood is the white blood cell. So these are all white blood cells. These got stained with whatever stain the slide was, so they're not white. This is actually a cell called a neutrophil. I can tell because it has 3 lobes of its nucleus. This one right here might actually be an eosinophil because it's a barbell-shaped nucleus. So you see white blood cells, but they're interspersed. They're not as frequent as the red blood cells. And the third type of cell you see are platelets. And again, since this isn't a normal blood stain, we can't see any platelets. Now, blood cells are divided, white blood cells are divided into granular sites and agranular sites. Agranular sites, you see mostly clear cytoplasm, like in this monocyte or this lymphocyte. The granular sites, you could see visible granules, such as in this eosinophil. I'm going to show you models first of what the white blood cells look like, and then show you them on histology slides. So this is a lymphocyte. You can tell it's a lymphocyte because there's a humongous nucleus and very little of the cytoplasm is visible. This is a monocyte. Monocytes are the largest white blood cells. They too are agranular sites, so clear cytoplasm, and they have a large nucleus. Sometimes it's sort of a U-shape, sometimes it's not, but they're going to be the largest of the white blood cells. That's an erythrocyte. This is a neutrophil. See, these are the visible granules in the cytoplasm, and the neutrophil has a 3-lobed or 4-lobed nucleus. So 1, 2, 3, and they're attached by these little tendrils. So the granular sites all are polynucleic. They have multiple lobes of their nucleus. The neutrophil will have 3 or 4. That's how you identify it on the histology slide. This is an eosinophil. Its granules are red, and it has this barbell-shaped nucleus. And lastly, this is a basophil. It too has a barbell-like nucleus, and it has blue granules. Now, the agranulocytes are the monocytes and the lymphocytes. A monocyte is a humongous white blood cell. It's about 3 times the size of a red blood cell. And you can see clear nucleus. Sometimes it has a distinct sort of U-ish nucleus, sometimes it doesn't. This is a lymphocyte. It has a nucleus that takes up most of the cytoplasm, and where you can see the cytoplasm, it is clear. Granulocytes are basophils, neutrophils, and eosinophils. The basophil and the neutrophil both have these barbell-like nucleuses. This one's usually obscured by the granules. And then this one is a 4-lobed neutrophil, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my favorite white blood cell. It's red. This is an eosinophil. Its identifiable feature is it's red, it has a barbell-shaped nucleus. This is a lymphocyte. The cells are going in alphabetical order. So you can see clear cytoplasm, and the nucleus takes up most of the cell. This is a megakaryocyte. This is going to form the platelets, the thrombocytes. These are monocytes. Let's move that down a little bit. So this one has the U-shaped nucleus. These don't have U-shaped nucleuses. We're going to call them both monocytes, though, for the purpose of this lab. And again, large cells, clear cytoplasm. That is a neutrophil, 1, 2, maybe 3, 4-lobe nucleuses. You can see the granules in this one because it's such a high power. I believe it's 4,000. Here's another neutrophil. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 lobes of the nucleus. You could see the granules again. I think I'm using like 800 power, 1,000 power. That's a reticulocyte. That's a red blood cell that still has some nucleic acids that stain. And that's a thrombocyte right there. Here is a monocyte and a lymphocyte, and there's a little platelet. And we're back to the eosinophils. Here's a basophil and an eosinophil side by side. Again, the eosinophil, barbelled brick red nucleus, basophil, bluish, purplish cell, and you can't usually see the nucleus that clearly. Here's a basophil. I adjusted it with the filter so it comes out more. So your slide will probably be like this. The white blood cells are interspersed. So that one is a neutrophil. That one's probably a monocyte. That one's probably a lymphocyte. So they're just hanging out together. And this one, just judging by the large red blood cells, is probably pernicious anemia.